Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to some more Ironman. Today we're going to be checking out, for the very first part of the episode at least, we're going to be checking out the farming guild. Let's see if we can get ourselves a contract that is favorable. I'm aware that the seed packs from this place are absolutely amazing at the later tiers, but I'm not really sure if they're too worthwhile doing at the earlier tiers. Last episode we hit the 45 farming threshold to access this guild, and with the fairy rings that have been unlocked, getting here isn't too difficult. Also of note is that tree near the fairy ring in the to the east of the Ardi Monastery. It got changed around. I remember you had to run around the whole thing like a reverse question mark kind of shape to make sure that you could actually access the fairy ring. So that's a nice little Ironman quality of life. I guess it's not exclusively for Ironman. But anyway, I can't read. I'm going to get a contract. So, easy contracts is all that I can obtain. Let's find out what we're going to have to do. Some woad for us? My goodness, I don't know where to begin with that. Let's have a look in the bank. I highly doubt I've got anything that is going to be useful. Honestly, I've done farming contracts in the past, and I honestly could not tell you if it needs to be grown inside the guild or not. I've done this a lot, and I somehow still do not know. I do believe you have to grow it in the guild, but I am not of the woad leave having variety of human being right now, and I don't know if I can buy those seeds anywhere, to be honest, but I'll have to look up the wiki or something because I would like to get this contract done. The seed packs that you get from this place, at least in later levels, are really good, and even if they're scaled down, even if I get like Haralander seeds or whatever, that would be perfect for this account. Training Herblore and farming right now, they're kind of in the front and back of my mind simultaneously. I really want to actively train them both, but outside of like Tithe Farm, there's not a whole lot of options that I really have. Alright, so I consulted trusty Google. Turns out you do need to grow things inside the guild, and the way that I can obtain a woad seed is a 1 in 69 chance from the master farmer. You are joking. Okay, turns out it's actually a 100%. You know what? Okay, I can't. That's a very niche form of luck just now, but aside from that absurdity that just occurred on my viewing apparatus, I've cleared up all of the raking patches over here now that we have a auto weed perk enabled that will never regrow. But because I want this to grow, I'm going to grab myself a compost. I really need to get super and ultra compost underway, but I suppose we will be investing in those things in the future. Please tell me this is a flower. This has to be a flower, right? It's a okay. It might be a flower. I put some dibbers in here before. Woad leaves, right? Surely that's a flower, not a bush. Bushes are like berries and shit. All right, woad leaves, success. All right. Overall, my overall evaluation of this place at 46 farming is it's a raving success. I really like the farming guild so far. It's been very good to me, I must say. There's something about this place that just makes you want to like stay here. I've been watching my crops from a distance. I feel like a creep looking at my own crops grow. It did actually get diseased, so I guess it worked out. Just fletching some logs that I had in the bank. We've now completed our first contract. And unfortunately, while I was looking at, while I was watching my crops grow, I also looked at the drop table for these seed packs. And unfortunately, they don't look very good. But if we just spam through these and go take all, get ourselves a hefty dose of various seeds. But from what I can tell, medium contracts seem to be the only point in which these are worthwhile chasing down. So as much as I do want to stay here and get my farming up via the farming guild, I just don't simply think it's going to be a good use of my time. Instead, I'm going to allocate my resources, my brain and my clicking hands. That is going to be allocated towards working towards the black mask, I think, is something I want to get done today. I haven't exactly been putting it off, but I did require 40 farming to do it, and also 50 smithing. I didn't really take into account 50 smithing when I went and trained it last episode, but the fortunate thing is that is now ticked off the list. I'm glad I had the random craving to train smithing. That's not something that is natural, but anyway, unnatural forces have aided me to fostering a ability to do the the rum deal quest, I believe. 55 farming to plant a cactus. Yeah, I can't be here. We'll be back in the farming guild when we're like in the 60s. This is just a nightmare. This went from paradise to hell very, very quickly. But in any case, I'm going to escape this place and start working towards this black mask. Completing Pirate's Treasure has enabled us to engage with the rum deal quests. Bunch of pirate antics going down here. I accidentally killed the spider without wearing gloves first, which was not good, so I'm now a diseased human, but the quest is complete and we get a bunch of different experience boosts, fishing being the least exciting. Farming is my favorite. Anything that gives me farming experience, I'm a big fan of. And to top it all off, we can now grow watermelons. That is juicy right there. So one more quest between me and the ability to access Mostly Harmless, and then we need to get our Slayer up to 58 to start cracking out the RNG and hopefully get a quick black mask. My god, he just keeps talking, bro. I just finished the Lord of the Rings trilogy, came back and Bill Teach is just still yapping, bro. I always get a little bit worried or, I don't know, disappointed in myself that I know so little about what happens in this game, despite doing the quests over and over again. But when I look at how much text there is to read, that worry fades away. Anyway, quest complete, 60 crafting, very nice, a nice neat level. Nothing else to my name actually, but we now have access to Mostly Harmless, and the iconic cave horror cave over here is something we'll be accessing momentarily. Generally, I get 58 Slayer before even coming here, so this is a weird kind of thing. I honestly don't know how the hell to get back outside of using the minigame teleport to Trouble Brewing, but we're going to bank all of our quest-related items and get stuck into the Full Void. The Full Void era is coming to an end, but we still need 6 Slayer levels before we can officially close that chapter. So I'm going to get stuck into this Hellhound task that I didn't finish multiple episodes ago, and we'll keep progressing with the Slayer grind, I think. We're starting at 52. It's been pretty good to get back into Slayer. After doing a bunch of skilling grinds where I just stand still and kind of like half pay attention to the screen, being able to do some Slayer has been a good change of pace. The downside being is that if I'm out and about and I come across, say, you know, a dragon impling or two, I cannot do anything to capture that bad boy, so that thing tantalizes me. It's good motivation to train Hunter, but still it is very painful knowing that you can never touch the dragon impling. You can look, but you cannot touch. But I kept up the Slayer, we hit 55 and can now use Broad Bolts if we ever do purchase the perk to be able to create them, but at least we can use them. And these levels just kind of flew through. We finally got to actually kill some Bloodvelds. I think I got a Ruby Amulet on like my 3rd kill. I wasn't going to torture myself by including that, but I guess I'll just tell you anyway. Okie dokie, there it is, the big 58 Slayer. Cave Horrors unlocked. If you can hear me prayer flicking despite the footage on screen not matching, in a moment you'll be able to see why. We've currently got one more troll to go on this task. I thought I'd better complete this before we head off to get the black mask. Hopefully if we go to Neve, she will actually assign us some Cave Horrors and we'll get some free Slayer experience along the way. Fortunately for us, the Full Void set is actually pretty high in magic defense, which the Cave Horrors kind of do. They're kind of like Bloodvelds in that sense, I believe. Could be wrong on that, but I think I'm right. Anyway, there is the task complete. We're going to go off to the Last Man Standing Arena, aka the Ferox Enclave, get our stats back, a task, and then get cracking onto the Cave Horrors. I think I stocked up back in Canifus. We got ourselves the Witchwood icon, I believe you need to wear. I think if you prayer flick perfectly, you don't even need to wear this, but I'm not going to be prayer flicking perfectly, as you probably just would have seen occur. But I was also meant to talk about the dude I was training Slayer next to. He gave me some inspirations from some ideas of what I need to do, and namely the Fighter Torso and Barrow's Gloves. It's bittersweet now that we are able to get ourselves a Slayer helm. That means we kind of have to get rid of Void, because once we no longer use the full set, the armor bonuses don't come into play. So we need to replace. Oh my goodness. Do I need to actually go to 304 for this? There's no way. No, don't ask again. What a weird prompt. But essentially my glove slot, my torso slot, and my leg slot now become useless in terms of improving my DPS. So what I need to do is replace these items accordingly, like I said, with the Barrow's Gloves and the torso ideally. A fire cape would also be nice, but I don't think I'm quite there. I'm not very confident with those good old fire capes. I also need to bring a light source and inventory things that are required, but yes, the agenda will I mean, immediately revolve around getting the black mask, and I think from there we'll focus on perhaps the Barrow's gloves, and if I ever get really sick of questing, I guess, I can make some progress towards the torso. Also made a cute little Slayer tab for now, very, very humble. I swear to God my IQ gets cut in half every time I'm commentating. I totally forgot to go and grab a Slayer task. Now my minigame cooldown is now 17 minutes in duration. Yeah, I'm fully prepared, why not? So I'm going to end up just killing these things for free, I suppose. Like, it's more than likely that that will be the case regardless. Like, it's a very low chance I actually get a cave horror task assigned, but when this 17 minutes has elapsed, I will go and actually get a Slayer task. But who knows, maybe we get ourselves a black mask before then. Wish me luck, and I'll report back. I accidentally left and used my minigame teleport to go to somewhere I shouldn't have, and I was stuck, unable to get back to Trouble Brewing, so I thought I'm going to come and do the Varrock Museum and try and get some kudos, and I'm thinking if I can get in excess of 100 now, I might be able to unlock birdhouses, because as you're well aware, if you've ever played Ironman, birdhouses are generally considered pretty favourable to have, so I've went and found some of the different artifacts in the bottom floor, and now I'm redeeming all the different quest-related kudos. If we could just get to 103, we'll do it. This will also give me some antique lamps that I'll be able to use to put on Herblore, obviously. I think they give 1,000 a pop. Nothing too crazy, I'm just grateful I can even use them, but there is 42 Herblore, a prayer restore mix. I will never make one of those in my entire life, but the main thing is 108 kudos. That unlocks us Fossil Island. I also managed to find the ruby necklace in amongst this sediment, or whatever these specimen rock sacks are. So I can now make the dig site pendants. I've got the prerequisites to get to the island. So of course that means we're naturally going to do the Bone Voyage quest. Okie dokie, Bone Voyage. I will not be missing you. That control scheme is so weird, bro. For that last part of the quest, we have to get the ship to shore. Now, I don't know how to leave this boat right now. The quest is done though, that's the main thing. If we go to the navigator, do we get off onto the island is the question. Hopefully, is the answer. It doesn't look like it though. What the f- The junior guy is the one I wanted to talk to. Roger that. Alright, we have set foot onto Fossil Island. This has unlocked a few things that I probably need to invest some time into, but the main thing I need to do is, I've got to build this bank, don't I? I can't get disrupted by a bank pin if I can't even access the bank, but volcanic ash in particular will be one major thing I'll be coming here for. Birdhouses, as I mentioned, are something I'll need to get up and running nice and quickly. I wonder if I can get the supplies I need just by picking things up off the floor. I'd be surprised if that was possible, but to be honest, this was a bit of a procrastination thing. I'm 350 kills deep into the cave horrors, but I really do want to get these birdhouses up and running. Made a few dig site pendants. That plank is just inaccessible, apparently. That's a bit of a troll, Jagex, but yeah, I'm going to try and figure out how to make a clockwork, I suppose. I really haven't done that in years, but we need 4 or 5 of them, I believe, and then we need to unlock the ability to teleport to the, well, the little mushroom thing, whatever this is, and we'll be up and running for birdhouses. At level 43 Hunter, however, there is a bit of a problem. I can only do teak birdhouses, and realistically, I kind of don't want to do birdhouses until I get to, like, use. I don't mind doing falconry, so that might be what I do, actually, before I do any crazy runs. But anyway, I should stop procrastinating this black mask. It's just, they're not dropping it, and I'm not getting spooned, so I'm not sure what to do. I'm very confused. I've been spooned so far, and it feels unnatural not to get something immediately. Now, you have to trust me when I say I tried, but then I realized my minigame cooldown was on cooldown again. So I now once again have to fill the void somehow, and the way I'm going to do this is hopefully by building these clockworks. The shop that I need to make is the workshop, I believe. If it wasn't the workshop, I'd be very confused. But I believe if we make this clock working space, we need it to get to level... Oh, I don't have a hammer. I believe we need it to get to level 2 before we can actually make any clockworks here. We can't just simply craft at a clockmaker's bench. That would be ridiculous. We need to upgrade this into level 2. Fortunately, I have the supplies to do so, and now I believe we can make a clockwork mechanism, so I'm going to get crafty right here. I need to make 5 of these bad boys. Do I have to just sit here and make them like this? This is a bit painful, actually, but I think I'll make 5, maybe 6. I'm not sure if I need any of these for a quest, to be honest. I might as well just make them all while I'm here, because coming back and doing this seems like a bit of a nightmare, but there is my clockworks complete. I guess I could technically make a... You know what? I'm going to make a teak birdhouse. I feel like I just need to use these things, and there's no way in hell that I, like... I get 60 hunter, almost, before actually doing a run, but... teak will be a little bit scuffed, but it makes me feel like I'm being productive, and that's the main thing. Alright, this will be beautiful. We can build a bank chest, and anything that we've forgotten we can now easily access. One thing I did forget to grab just now was some seeds. I bought a few a little while ago. I didn't really prepare for this entirely, but I don't have a chisel. If you've never done a birdhouse run, it's quite simple really. You just grab a hammer, a chisel, a clockwork, and a wood piece of your choice. It stresses me out when I see people running around and hammering like that. I feel like I need to, like, be stationary whenever that animation is in play. I don't know if that's, like, a weird thing that's just a me thing or not. If anyone else is weirded out by that, let me know. It's just, like, someone running around, like, hammering like that, it's just uncomfortable to look at. And anytime I see, like, a high-level player doing it, I just... It's something about it that, I don't know, grosses me out. I don't know if it's the efficiency overall that I'm disgusted by or what it is, but I'm seemingly allergic. So I've just realized too, I won't actually be able to get to all of the different bird house locations because you have to manually activate them first. So I'm going to set my target here. I don't even know. Oh, dude, I got to find out what this plugin is called because I know there's going to be one person who doesn't know what it's called. And since I can't remember, it's going to be frustrating if I forget. All right, it is called the shortest path plugin thing. I don't think it's a default, but essentially if you right click a location, it will give you like a suggested pathway to get there. If it's a direct like tile, oh god, which one is this? I need to go to camp, I do believe. Hopefully that pops me out where we need to go. If it's just like a straight thing and you don't have to go between transportation, it's a little less confusing. But as you can see, if I just follow this line the whole way across, that'll be the lowest amount of tiles possible to get to that location. I have found a couple of areas where it bugs out and it thinks you can travel through various terrains that you can't actually do so. Mainly in like Zaya Swamp area, I found like a spot that was just not traversable at all. But for the most part, 99% of the time, this will be a good little addition to help you get from A to B, especially if you're not super like familiar with the environment and especially with these like new continents and stuff. Like I'm old school, man. I don't know any of this shit, so being able to like navigate efficiently, at least from a tile traversing perspective, is kind of helpful. But yeah, if we go to this magic mushroom tree, I just realized it's called a mush tree. That's not even a thing. But if we activate that, we can now ping pong around a little bit, and it just makes birdhouses very, very simple to do. There she is, filled up, mush tree. What's the process here? Pretty straightforward. Do I go the Verdant Valley, or do I go to this one? This is where I am. The muscle memory I have is that I press 2 and I press 4, but the thing is that I also have not activated the mushroom. I just ran past over there. So in the future, I'll be able to press 2 or 4 and go to where I need to go, but because I forgot just then, I can't go anywhere. I am stuck. I'll let you try and guess the KC of that. Just have a number in your head. I won't trust it in the comments. You can put it there if you want, but I don't trust it. It was 419 total kills, which isn't too bad. Still under the drop rate, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm a little bit upset. I wanted to stay here for more seeds and herbs, and I honestly might, to be honest. My minigame cooldown is, unsurprisingly, on cooldown. And I just checked out Barbarian Assault not too long ago, and it was dead as all balls. The only people there were like bots advertising like leeching services. But it is super off-peak hours for America right now, so I'm not too surprised. I guess I'll have to try that again in the morning. So from here, I have two options, realistically. I can either go the hunter route, or I can go the Barrow's Gloves obtaining route. But I think because birdhouse runs are something that are just passively good over time, I really want to get to the U-log tier of birdhouses as soon as I possibly can. So I figure I will go to the falconry area and try and get from 43 hunter up until 59. I don't know how long that will take, but I'll just say that's my goal for now, and I'll see how much damage I can realistically do starting off at 43. Alright, so before I show off the actual progress, I want to show you the method that I used to get the progress. This is the general pattern that I was aiming to achieve. Look, I had to cherry pick this little sequence here because getting this many cabits in a row was a bit lucky, and but I just wanted to show you that was the general. If things are going well, that's what it looks like gameplay loop that I was going for. Just ping-ponging between those two cabits there. I wasn't too bothered with the third one. And with that method, I was able to get in excess of 75k an hour. It took me a little while to get there. It probably is in excess of potentially 80k. Like when I first got here, it was like in the 60k-ish mark, but then towards the end of getting to 57, I managed to crack 75k an hour. So it was pretty quick, just going between those two cabits. But yeah, I stuck it out. I did full 43 to 59 in one go. It's pretty exhausting, but I'm glad that it is done. I don't even think my experience has jumped up a whole lot since having access to the dark cabits, to be honest. These spotted cabits, I feel like the catch rate is just much higher than the dark ones. But anyway, I don't have to worry about any longer. We got 59 hunted done. I really probably shouldn't have done that all in one go. That's kind of click intensive. But yeah, sitting around the 75, 76k an hour. Pretty happy with that experience rate, but we have now unlocked red salamanders and, more importantly, the U birdhouse traps. So I think from here I can pretty much kind of just like passively gain hunter experience for free, which is nice. Anytime that I need to AFK at the moment, I have been going to the U-logs in, what's it called? The woodcutting guild. I have no teleport to somewhere. Okay, I need to go to like to Ferox or something. That was another thing I noticed too. My run energy was just getting absolutely binned trying to chase down those dark cabits. But I don't know if I need to keep any of these spotted for. I guess it's not too difficult to reobtain. We'll put the bones in there for now. But yeah, we're going to just head off to our first U birdhouse run and head off for the night. I really probably shouldn't have stayed up this late doing this, but that's okay. I put in a little effort to organize my bank a little bit. If you check out my my birdhouse tab right here, I think it's kind of cute. I actually, surprisingly, have 2,500 U-logs. I guess I've been doing a lot of AFK. I've kind of replaced the bone shard mining with U-logs. I do want to get 90 woodcutting. We're currently sneaking up. You might see some levels here and there, just creeping up in the skills tab. But 90 is the long-term goal. However, let's do our first birdhouse run with the U-logs. And since it's actually nighttime right now, what I'm going to do is grab 2 inventories worth. That way I can do a run now, and then I can instantly do one in the morning when I wake up. The only problem I may run into here is that we're a bit shy for seeds, but I think, 80 is all we're going to need. It might just have to be a bit of a Frankenstein combination of different things, but I'm going to do this birdhouse run and loot the teak ones that I had established before. I haven't even set this one up yet. Bloody hell, I have to teleport to the dig site. I guess I do have to unlock that mushroom, so it's not such a bad thing, but anyway, let's do our first birdhouse run and head to bed, I reckon. I think I'll catch you guys in the morning though. Alright, it is the morning. It's just that easy. You walk 3 tiles to the east and it's instantly 12 hours later in real life. But what I wanted to do first thing here was to, I'll do the birdhouse run in a second, the next birdhouse run in a second. I wanted to show you how to unlock the Fossil Island TP for those who haven't known. To be honest, the amount of people that skipped over this little detail in videos, I watch so many of these Ironman videos when I'm trying Ironman account. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but the amount of people that skipped over this and I had to look up videos, it did my head in. It's not something that you really need a super comprehensive guide to do, but oh my goodness, I couldn't figure it out. So I believe all you need is a dig site pendant that has at least 2 charges in it. If I remove this one, I've kind of rebound it to be a little bit easier to teleport, which makes it kind of strange to do something I don't typically do, aka remove it from my body. I believe you only can have 1 in the inventory as well, so if we use this 2 charge dig site pendant on this strange machine here, it will glow brightly and we can now teleport here, I believe, upon the touching of this magic tree. So now I can use my muscle memory again and go to the places I need to go. You know what, I'll just burn a teleport. Let's just see. I've made my left click Fossil Islands. Now I can TP here. Fantastic. Honestly, on my old Ironman, I ended up using the dig site teleport for, I don't know, 6 months before I even unlocked this because I just didn't know what to do. It's like literally a 2-minute thing, so I just wanted to put it in there. But there is our first teak done. Not our first teak, our first U birdhouse done. A nice improvement from the teak, so I was getting 700 experience per teak house, getting 1020 for the U one, which is nice. The fact that I'm bringing this other clockwork, I think, is prompting me to like make multiple birdhouses, which is a bit weird. If I'm going to bring the extra clockwork, I need to be making it on the run and have the birdhouse ready to go. It's the muscle memory's not there. I'm usually only bringing like everything else except the clockwork. So in between birdhouses, I need to make sure to use the chisel on the wood, make the house, and then I can just go bang, bang. But like I said before, it stresses me out to watch people do it. I guess when I do it myself, I'll just have to close my eyes and pretend it's not happening. Anyway, that's grim. I'm going to go do Barbarian Assault. Hopefully, since it's the morning, it's a little bit better in terms of activity. But there is another successful birdhouse run complete. What is that? 3 bird nests. Incredible. Anyway, I'm going to head off to Barbarian Assault, see how populated it is. Hopefully it's not completely dead, and I don't have to pay a bunch of gamers to sweat it out for me while I stand AFK on the side of the arena. Alright, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that I have all the points that I require to get the torso, I believe. The bad news is that it took well over 6 hours to do so, and that might have been the most treacherous experience I've ever had at Barbarian Assault. That was just hell on earth right there. I don't know what's happened, but maybe with the Blood Moon stuff, people just don't want torsos as much. I have no idea what it possibly could be, but that was just hell. I can definitely see why people pay to get their torsos done for them, but I can wear mine loud and proud, knowing that I did it without any help. But oh my goodness, I sympathise with those whoever do pay the 20. I don't even know how much it costs, 20 mil or something like that to get the torso. But anyway, there is 83 woodcutting and a blue screen. God damn it, I generally try to turn that off. But we're gonna head off to a Barbarian Assault, and we're going to buy ourselves a pretty little torso to end the video with style. I have a bunch of excess points and a bunch of different roles because I kept needing to finish full runs for people without getting to switch to the role that I actually needed to get. So who knows, maybe the excess points in the future will come in handy, but for now, the penance torso is mine. We're looking mighty fine. This marks the end of the Void era, and I guess we have to usher in a new era. Next episode, we start and we finish Recipe for Disaster. The Barrow's gloves cannot be procrastinated any longer.